Hey, man, I got to welcome somebody to the Modern Hip Hop channel at 95.3 right now. We've been playing your music. I've been watching your career. I lived in your neighborhood for a couple of years. You know what I mean? We got Logic on the inside. Can we clap? Can we go
Flex,
clap?
yes. What's up?
Lambo, appreciate you. Thank you very much.
How's it going?
How are you?
I'm great. Yeah. You really know your stuff for sure. Like even before we turn the mic on, so that's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be walking into stations and they be like, "Hey, what's up, Logic? I really like your new album, Under Pressure." And I'd be like, "Thanks a lot."
It's a blower, bro. It's a blower when you come in and they have no idea. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's cool, man. People just trying to do their job. It is what it is, man. But it's just like I just want to be I just want to do my best to be so known that people have no choice. A friend of mine, Nick Huff, who does the Hard Knock TV interviews. I don't know if you ever seen those, man. He does a lot, but I remember him saying, like, we were at LA and I played the Palladium and we sold that out in a few hours and it was like 4,000 people there.
Amazing.
And we only did the one show. And he was like, "Yo, there's a lot of new faces here that weren't here before."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's true." And he was like, "That's good though." He's like, "Don't ever get mad if somebody shows up late." He was like, "It just means that you're making so much noise that they're forced to listen, that they have to listen."
Yeah.
But you've been listening for a while now. You've been with it for a while.
Yes, buddy. Yeah.
That's
Young
cool.
Sinatra.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Talk about this, like, affinity for Sinatra. Like,
Oh man, you know what's funny is when I was when I was young, bro, like I just wanted to like we were talking about Wiz earlier. So Wiz has like Taylor Gang,
Right.
and even Mac Miller had Most Dope.
Right.
And Eminem was, Slim Shady, and Jay-Z was Hove. And it's like I wanted something. I really kind of I wanted to be able to associate myself with some sort of brand because I think nowadays, I'm not going to say it's less about the music because that's not true. I think the true music and message prevails always.
Definitely.
However, if you got yourself a good brand, man, you can go far. Something for these young kids.
Make some money off the brand. It kind of like
Let's put it this way.
solidifies you,
Bro, I've been on tour, okay, and I literally in the first week, okay, I think we're into our second week, maybe almost third week now of this 3-month tour, okay.
Yeah.
In the first week, I sold more merchandise than I had sold on my entire last world tour in a week. The reason why that is because, like, think about it. The album is about it's about space and the theme. So I'm walking around with these bomber jackets that say Logic on it and all these different things. So because of that, people buy into it. So I say all this to say that I was trying to figure out, what could I be? What should I be? What should I be? And I just couldn't think of it. And I was a teenager at the time, 26 now. And I was like, man, what could I do? What could I do? And when I kind of gave up and was like, I guess there's nothing. I guess that's it. I thought about Frank Sinatra and how much I loved Sinatra. And my mother got me into him and just the whole kind of black and white thing and just all that. I thought it was so amazing. I was like, oh, wow, well, what if I call myself Young Sinatra? And when I was about 20 years old, that's when I had kind of come up with the idea, Young Sinatra. And I made a song called Young Sinatra. And I was like, wow, this is insane. And then I was always such a big fan, I still am, obviously, of Kanye West and his label and the acronym Good Music, Getting Out Our Dreams. And I was like, wow, Getting Out Our Dreams. And then Rat Pack. Oh, what if I spelled it with 2 T's and then it becomes real all the time? So it's like, so it just kind of worked. It was like the Most Dope. It was like the Taylor Gang. It was, Young Sinatra became my Slim Shady. And the funny thing is, though, that it's kind of really, I always thought was really crazy is like, I never went super deep with the actual theme. Like I was never like in suits and black and white.
Right.
It was more just about the aesthetic of like, I'm a skinny dude with blue eyes and wavy hair. Like, you know what I mean? And it worked. And it was
It's really how like the subtle things sometimes are like the most monumental.
100%.
We were talking about that yesterday about this damn Daniel thing that's all over the.
I didn't even hear about that.
It's ridiculous.
I didn't hear about that till my DJ Rhetoric mixed it into a song. Like he was like on stage, like because he opens up.
Yeah.
The show just before I go on. So he's spinning, it's like, don't, damn, Daniel. And then like it drops. And I was like, what the hell is this?
It's an inside joke from high school kids.
Yo, but then exactly. That's what's insane.
And that's the wave. Like,
Yo,
that's the epidemic. And we're studying it. And then he goes on Ellen, and they give him a lifetime supply of Vans. His man, who sounds like this little thing, he's a surfer dude with blonde hair. Ellen gave him a surfboard.
Wow.
But it was like, within a week, it went from, what is that? To Ellen.
Yeah. That's
off
ridiculous.
Inside jokes.
That's completely insane.
It really is. And and just to see, like, we always say that, we always talk in the office, the light, like the little stuff, that's the big stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
It's amazing, man.
I agree, man.
So tonight, sold out show here in the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
You've been selling out at these tours.
Yeah, the whole tour is already sold
For
out.
a guy like you who's a grinder. Like,
That's weird.
I know you're a grinder. I know where you came from. I know what it was like. The area that you grew up in isn't really a hip-hop friendly area. It's like go-go music kind of reigns supreme.
Yeah, totally.
Outside of
I don't even think most people know what just came out of your mouth.
Yo, go-go reigns supreme in the DC area. Your man got the Skins hat on. I usually associate that with mambo sauce and Congo drums.
Yeah, no, that's real.
It's like hypnotic rhythms. This music is amazing, but in the DC area in Maryland, that was the pinnacle.
Yeah.
And hip hop was not really like supported. And you think of an area with so many African American people, so much diversity, hip hop was not the wave.
No, it wasn't.
And it was hard for people to break.
It was very hard, but there were certain people that kind of broke the mold for me, like Wale, obviously. He's a huge one.
Definitely.
And then another person that really broke stuff was Phil Ade. You know Phil Ade?
My man.
Yeah, man. And it's like he's still doing his thing. He's still grinding.
Phenomenal.
But yo, man, definitely Wale was like a big one. And that was weird because Wale be texting me like, we need to kill these fools, brother. Like he's like, we need to do the record. I'm like, hell yeah, we need to do a record. Yeah. So it's just so funny that like, I don't know, just how things turn. Like, yo, 100 Miles and Running, which is, you know, one of Wale's first mixtapes. That's the one that kind of really popped. But then there was also the mixtape About Nothing.
Yeah.
But those let me know I could make it out of my area.
100%.
I could make it out. And, you know, I looked at Wale working with Mark Ronson and like all these different people, just like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And it's not just the stereotypical kind of way. And I feel like he built himself and his fans and everything off that.
Yeah.
And then obviously went to MMG and you know, that was the look me, that he wanted to do and go for it. And it worked out for him. And that's great, man. So, but yeah, the area is, but most people don't even understand what go-go is, man. No,
they don't. And I knew what it was. Like I knew like certain records when I went down there. And then my OG DJ Flex took me in his car and drove me to an event and got me hip on the history of go-go. Big shout to Flex. Salute to you, brother. Look, he got me all the way hip. And I was out there when Chuck Brown passed.
Oh, wow.
And how big that was for the scene.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy. I
Chocolate
see grown
City,
men
man.
like really physically affected by the loss of Chuck Brown.
I mean, my father played with Chuck Brown and EU and all them people because he plays congos. Man. You want to talk about congos, I freaking like...
That's it.
Yeah, no, it's insane. My dad is definitely... spent a couple meals that should have been in my tummy on some congos, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So I get it, man. I know the culture.
100%. But for you to make it out of there, and there's very few rappers, you know, the Wale's of the world, obviously. My man Black Cobain coming out of Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
Fat Trell's doing his thing. Shy Glizzy. People, good buddies of mine.
Yeah.
But you are something different and something special. And when I listen to your music, I believe you're a master of your craft.
Oh, wow. Thanks, man. Damn. I've waited a long time to hear that.
You have, I feel like there's a flow and a sound in your voice.
Appreciate
you're in
it.
a very nice pocket right now.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have fun, man. Like, and another, it's funny because I'm in a really funny place. I'm not going to get into it too much, but I was just talking to Noah here about what I'm doing right now. And I was like, after all these mixtapes and 2 very solid conceptual albums, at least I like to think so, I'm down to have some fun. So I just been kind of working on some like fun music.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, even outside of that, I still have like another thing. Like I'm weird about what I've divulged when it comes to new music and stuff. But like on top of like what I'm doing right now and having a good time and the kind of songs that I'm making, like I already have the other like another album like outside. It's crazy. Like and the script is written and written in the concept and this. Yeah. It's just I'm always thinking ahead because. If I don't, there's going to be somebody else who is, and then they're going to come and they're going to snatch my spot, and that's going to take, you know, food off of my table, and that's going to take money out of my bank account for my kids and my wife.
100%.
So it's like I'm always thinking. But I enjoy it, though.
I feel like, I feel like you can rap your ass off. Now, is that something that you really wanted to show?
Totally.
Like, look what I can do.
Yeah, I think it was like a gift and a curse. Not necessarily a gift and a curse, but I spent so much time. Look what I can do. Look how I can rap, and look what I can say. Look at my message. That now, but it's like a good thing because, like, all right. So I kind of had a model. Like, all right, if I make a project, I got the crazy intro, and then I got the rap song, and then I got kind of a turn-up song, but not too turn-up because I don't want people to think I'm trying to sell out. Okay, I got this. Now I got the breakup song. Okay, and then I got this song, and like that's a formula that's worked for me for a very long time.
Definitely.
And now I'm kind of like, this isn't live. Fuck it. Pussy hole. No, I'm just kidding. No, anyway,
but go do your thing.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. I was just like, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna go all in now. And so I've been kind of in this turn up mode in a good way. That's not to discredit the lyrics or turn up music or anything. We were just talking about the whole Slug and 2 Chainz and you know, Tree of Life thing. But like and now I'm at a place in my career as a 26-year-old man, like I'm gonna go all in. So if I'm gonna do a turn up joint, I'm gonna do a whole joint that is turned the fuck up. But that's not to discredit still the intensity or the message behind it. Or if I'm gonna do a conceptual record, I'm gonna go all in. And I don't know. It's just a lot of people second guess themselves, and even myself, I second guess myself for a long time. And it still happens. It's human. Should I wear these shoes today?
You're
should
an
I not?
artist.
Should I?
You're
Yeah.
introspective, of
But
course.
I don't know, man. I'm just at such a fun place where I'm just having fun. I'm just having a good time. I'm enjoying myself. I'm hanging out with my best friends. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just shit is crazy. It's the whole tour. Whole tour is sold out. You know how weird that is?
Dog, it's a really cool thing.
Yeah,
it's special.
It's weird. No, what's really weird is like we undershot too. Like we did venues that, and not to discredit any of these venues. Venues are beautiful, incredible, amazing. But it's like we weren't sure. Okay, what are we gonna do? Like with this album, the fact that we did sold 135 in a week. And we outsold some pop people. Like what I mean?
Man.
Like some
Man.
that's so insane to the point where in a day Palladium 4,000 people is sold out. Chicago 5,000 people sold out. Like New York City back to back. Terminal 5's 3,000, total of 6,000, which is the capacity of Radio City in New York City.
Yes.
It's sold out. But the funny thing is, like, we weren't sure what we were going to do. We didn't know. We're like, okay, we know, the bigger rooms we've done are like 1,000 before this. So we were like, we don't know. And the fact that we kind of took a gamble and stepped up a little bit, but now really knowing we could have done 10,000 in LA.
100%.
We could have done maybe 14,000 in Chicago. That's insane, bro.
Yo,
that's like so.
This is it's rare space to be in.
Yeah, but it's great. If you don't skip steps, though, you see the next one's coming. So we
100%.
didn't skip a step. We did it right, and now we know what's next. And it's
very cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
G-Eazy came here about
The
a
homie.
month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Sold out the Target Center.
Amazing.
And literally had an emotional moment because it was the biggest concert he'd ever done.
Yeah.
When I heard about my G-Eazy at the Target Center, I'm like, that's ambitious.
Yeah,
And,
totally.
because I knew what he was doing, and I knew it was hot until I stepped into the arena. And I saw it, and I'm like, this is unbelievable. I was up in the suite with the Rhymesayers guys, and we were all kind of watching it in awe, like, this is happening in front of us.
Totally.
He had this moment on stage where he was telling this personal story. He kind of shed a tear in the verse, stood up, stepped back, and the whole place stood up. And it was like, this kid is arriving. We're watching this arrival. And I feel like that's next for you. I feel like the next tour is going to be the Target Center.
Yeah, we always joke about how they went for it. They was like, oh, we're going to do this. And then it worked. You know
Ambitious.
what I mean? And we was like, all right, well, let's make sure this is going to happen. But a lot of these we're doing a lot of same venues.
Yeah.
Me and G, because me and G, we're homies, man.
Most definitely.
I brought him out in LA, and he brought me out in his city. He brought me out in the Bay.
Sick.
And so, but it's cool to know that we're doing a lot of these, a lot of the same venues in the thousands, you know what I'm saying? 5,000 plus. And it's just like, it is pretty, it's crazy. But I am so excited for the future. Yes, like it's
amazing.
Yeah.
I was talking to your man Dizzy Wright earlier. He was in here,
the homie,
and I was telling him about, I've been doing this radio thing for about 15 years.
Wow.
And so I've seen multiple stages. About 8 years ago, I saw Wiz, Big Sean, J. Cole, all of them kind of like in your guys' space.
Word.
And now where they are now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I see where you guys are going to be next. And it's like I just am watching these generations come in, hit the mixtapes, hit the blogs, build up, get some small venues. I saw Wiz go from 150 people here to 15,000 within a year and a half.
insane.
I mean,
That's another thing too, man. I think about that, especially with people like G, like that we're in this we're in this category of like, it's so hard to explain. Like, it's not internet rap anymore. It's not this, like, it's legit. But at the same time, it's like we're not Ye and Drake and it's like this weird place where there's only a few of us.
100%.
So it's like there's all, and that's not to say that we're better or bigger. That's not. But we're just saying it's just like this weird. It's just before I feel like superstardom. I don't know how to explain.
Right on the edge.
That's
Just keep going, keep doing what you're doing. I really got to touch on this record that you guys did with Killer Mike and Slug.
Yes.
We talked about it off the mic. I want to rehash this conversation. You saw Slug comment on a message board on a YouTube video.
Well, no. This is what it was. It was Facebook. They made a post.
There you go.
So they made a post on Facebook about 2014 Soundset lineup, and they had everybody. They had all the OGs, all the raw hip hop cats,
Of course.
and then they had some more modern day people such as 2 Chainz.
Right.
And I guess there had been a bit of an uproar from some of the community locally and in the area, and the people that enjoyed the Soundset festival, and they were upset that 2 Chainz was on the line, which is beyond stupid, but
ridiculous.
But they were to them, they were like, "Oh, this isn't real hip hop, or this isn't that." First and foremost, I think it doesn't like. I think when you think Atlanta and you understand the people that come from Atlanta and what they face, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I guess I'm more of a quote unquote conscious rap. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, backpacker.
But, yeah, I don't know. But
Right.
but when it comes like my lyrics, like I paint a picture, and I've talked about seeing cocaine, being cooked and distributed, and fights and blood and all types of things that I've witnessed.
Right.
But I do it in a different way. Now, if you were to take that same story but put it over a trap beat, why should that discredit it anymore? If technically I'm telling the same story.
Right.
Of seeing, drugs being distributed or this or that or murder or crime, and not even necessarily glorifying it. Sometimes people glorify it. That's fine, whatever.
Right.
But still, just talking about it.
Yeah.
There's no difference. It's just kind of how it is. And so basically, when I read this thing, it was Slug going, all trees. This is a tree of life. Like 2 Chainz is a branch, Nas is a branch, Drake is a branch, Logic is a branch, and on those branches there are leaves, and those leaves are fans. They're fans of that branch. And it's just ridiculous for the Nas branch, the leaves on that branch, to hate 2 Chainz's leaves and his branch when we're all connected by the same roots. We're on the same tree, the 100%. Same, and it's just so ridiculous. And when I read that, I was like, Jesus, this is amazing.
It's a great way, but I didn't realize that he had articulated it like that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He really inspired the record.
Oh my God, yeah, no, 100%. And that's what the hook goes. I read this thing from Atmosphere the other day. It talks about music we love and music we hate. I don't know why, but I can relate to this. Yeah. And I felt it because, like, think about it, man. As an artist, like, I've had people tell me, like, oh, this is whack, or don't do this. Like, they'll be like, hey, Logic, man, stop making songs like this. You should make songs like that. But if I make songs like that, and I go, okay, I'm going to make songs like that, then they're like, and then I put that out, they're like, this is whack. And then I'm like, what? But you said you wanted that. Yeah, but you're not being yourself no more. So it's like you can't win.
No, at
the end of the day, it's
double-edged sword, man.
Yeah, you like, don't argue, just make your statement and move on. And I feel like Tree of Life, to me, that was my statement. That was like, I'm going to get Killer Mike and Slug, which are some of the most revered OGs, and still killing it in the game.
Dog.
And I'm going to put them on here as a new school cat, or whatever you want to call it, and preach to this younger generation to just shut the fuck up and enjoy your
It's a beautiful record. Hov always had a great quote. He said, "It costs you nothing, pay us no mind."
Wow.
If you don't like this, just there's something else for you.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, we live in an era where what's the word? Confrontation. Like, that's what people like now.
Oh, they thrive on it.
Yeah, like being on Twitter, or like, oh, fuck this guy, or she's ugly, or this or that, or like they could comment on a child that's 2 years old and be like, ew, her hair's all messed up, or her dress is, where'd you get that from? Payless, and it's like, you're talking about a child. But most people don't care about that. They don't care. No. But it's and I think it comes from like a sicker place. And not even like, I don't even think a lot of these people are like horrible, terrible people. No. I think they're just following what their friends are doing, and they're doing this, and they think it's funny, and they don't really think about it. And it's messed up. But another thing is, I'm not going to be the dude to be like, the world's worse than it's ever been. No, the world's always been this messed up. We just have the internet now to shed light on it.
Yeah, to document all the atrocities.
Yeah, so it's like, I could only hope that I'm doing my best to open up some eyes and some ears on the more positive side of life.
Definitely doing your thing. I gotta touch it. I gotta touch on it. When was the first time you did the Rubik's Cube?
Oh, I got one with me right here.
Boss, let's do it. Can I see it? Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the first time I did the Rubik's Cube, like for real, like I solved it. I sat down for 16 hours, and I was home, and it was like Thanksgiving. Was it 2014? We were still at Reseda, yeah. So it was 2014. And I was just like, I want to do this. I want to learn this. I want to master it, because I had sat down and I had always been able to do.
That's subtle though. Like
I'd always been able to do one side.
Yeah.
But who can't do one side? So then I just learned. I learned how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that's really fun. You can master it. It's all about.
I saw you spit while you were doing it.
Yeah. That's it, but it's like breathing. I mean, that's just. I'm not trying to flex on you. I'm just saying.
No. But like, okay, so to someone who's may not have the same mental fortitude that you have, what's the secret to it?
Well, it's all algorithms and mathematical equations,
it's
like left, right, up, down.
Okay.
And then you learn that left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down, 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 up, left, right, up, down, 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 up. You just have to remember and memorize and understand. But then it becomes much more than just left and right. Then it's color coordination, and then it's back and inverted, and you know what I mean, forward and backward, and and frontal and reverse and all these different things. It is complicated.
Yeah.
But if it's man, anybody can do it. I taught Lenny pretty much how to do it. He's still got to do the last layer. I taught my homie Marcus. I've taught my DJ Rhetoric. He taught himself.
Dope.
So like it's fun, man.
It's very cool. Fun. I saw you on a video freestyling and doing it, and I was like, this is one of the wildest things I've ever seen in my life. Man. Very, very cool. The whole Welcome to Forever vibe.
Oh wow, yeah.
Do you feel like this is what it's gonna be forever?
I don't know. I think when I titled that mixtape Welcome to Forever, it was more so like this is gonna solidify me, like now this is like I at that point, and that was a long time ago. Now that I think about, it's like 2013. It's 3 years ago, which isn't that long, but like in the spectrum of like 2 albums, where I'm at right now, like it feels like forever ago. And my mentality was like at that point, I had amassed such a fan base to the point where like I put out music that will technically live forever.
100%.
So that was kind of like a welcome to this. You're here. You still got a long way to go. Even now, I have so far to go.
No, to talk to you and to see kind of like I see what kind of guy you are, and I can imagine that at 26, the music that you're going to be making at 36 is going to be. It could be a whole nother deal.
Yeah, who knows, man? I also want to act, and that's a big thing that I want to do. And I actually wrote a film that I've been working on, and it's in like the priest of production, I like to call it.
Yeah.
But I wrote the whole thing. I did it in 10 days, and it's like legit. It's not like, oh, I wrote a movie. Like it's like, yo, I wrote a fucking movie, like a crazy movie. And it's a comedy, and I figured that'd be the best way to do it. I mean, look at Ice Cube. Look at some of the greats. Who doesn't like to laugh?
Come on.
So even though I want to do more serious roles, and I have another film that I'm working on right now that I've been writing, I want to focus on, I want to. That's like you said, and I'm so glad you said it. You believe I'm a master of my craft. So do I. But it took many, many years to be able to get to the point where I believe that I have mastered my craft so well that I can now step out and work on another craft to begin mastering 100%. While simultaneously working on
the music. You've got it.
That's what I'm saying. But you still got to harness it.
Of
it's
course.
Like, it's like
shooting free throws. You got to stay in the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to stay in the gym.
So for me, that's what I want to do. That's my next thing. I mean, not even my next. I'm doing it right now. It's happening. I'm working on it.
Yeah, I saw what MGK's doing, and he's getting a lot of big looks in the acting world, and I can see like the balance of what it's doing for his music.
Word.
And it's a whole nother ball game. The checks are phenomenal.
Yeah. If you love it.
Yeah.
If you love it.
Great.
If you love it and it's something that you really want to do. I mean, shit, even if you don't love it and you just want the money, that's good too.
Yeah, no.
Totally.
But I'm watching him do some stuff. And
I haven't seen it. What is he doing?
Yo, Kels is good. Kels has some stuff on deck. I'll talk off the mic. And
for
he
sure.
has some really like 3 or 4 projects that if they happen, it's going to change everything.
Cool.
Yeah, so to know that where you
I haven't met him yet.
He's ill, bro. You're going to love him.
Yeah, people say he's
a good
super
buddy of mine.
cool. Yeah, man, I never met him.
I hosted his first mixtape back in 2011. It was like a big thing for my career, big for his career, and we've kind of been linked together with that.
Wow.
And I did radio in Cleveland for a year, so I was out there with those boys.
Tell him I think he's awesome.
He's a dope artist, and he's an amazing spirit, amazing soul.
He has incredible fans, dude.
Dude, the best.
Yeah, they're
like the grungiest, most passionate. EST, everyone stands together.
Yeah.
He had his brand, like, you know what I mean? We're talking about the brand.
Yeah.
And when you go to those shows, those kids are like a support system for each other.
I love it. That's how I feel about my stuff. When I go there, everything is very positive, and you love each other, and it's like an outlet. It's a way to release and
most definitely
and have fun. But he always, to me, seemed like a really cool dude.
Yeah, my man. It's a good friend of mine. At the end of this thing, I really wanted to touch on this. We're coming up on a big election year.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about the voting process?
So check this out. I've never voted, never thought I was ever going to vote. I never gave a shit. I never felt like my vote mattered. I'm going to keep it 100. Like,
Please.
I was like, fuck it, who cares? But this year, this is the first year that I'm going to vote, and like I'm not super into politics. I'm just kind of taking it as I see it, taking it as the people who really like Big Lembo. He loves, he's very invested in politics and things like that.
Shout out to Lembo.
Yeah, shout out to him. And so for me, I think I'm going to go Sanders and actually vote for the first time, just because of what I've seen from what he represents and what he says. And a lot of people say a lot of shit, you know what I mean?
Of course.
But I don't know. For me, it's just like I'm not the dude. I'm not super into politics. I'm not this. I'm not that. But it's like Donald Trump is a fucking joke, and you can quote me. I don't care. Like, I'm not even trying to sound like a dickhead. It's just like, come on, man. Like, somebody who's that racist.
Oh man.
And just saying like the most racist,
it's
fucked
scary.
up shit. It is so ridiculous. But it's like I can only imagine how the rest of the world is viewing the United States of America. It's like a fucking joke. It's like a reality.
It's really,
it feels,
really scary.
Yeah, it feels like we're on a reality show. Like it feels like it's like it is. Yeah, I'm a billionaire, so I'm just gonna go ahead and
let me make this shake. I'm gonna say whatever.
You know what else is really scary though? Is it's showing how racist and deep rooted a lot of fucked up shit in this country is. Like if the fact that he's winning and getting that many votes. I think it's almost like what Bernie Sanders is doing for me, making me stand up and go, I have to vote.
Yeah.
It's doing that with Trump and those kind of people who have that mentality. Yeah. But that's all I'll say on that.
No, that's cool. And I didn't know, like, they got the caucuses flying around right now. I'm not really a politics guy either. I usually kind of wait to the end and check out what's going on and say, okay, we got this guy, that guy, this girl. Okay, I'm going Obama.
Yeah,
You know, it's like, I don't, it's like I'm not that. I always used to joke around and say politics is like the entertainment industry for ugly people.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? They want to get up there and shine. They want to do their thing. But you're right. This year, it's like, yo, we got to take this seriously. Remember when Diddy did the vote or die?
Yes, I remember.
They should rehash that.
Yeah, that's
like,
real.
We really need that back.
Yeah, it's like vote or communism.
Logic, man. Good luck to you, bro.
Thank you.
I am even more of a fan.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.
Yo, I see it. It's about to be crazy.
Thank you.
My man.